By the time I turned 15, my father cut me off. He said, if you want money, you got to work for money. I never had money. I'm not going to give you any money. So he didn't give me any money. In fact, what he did was he actually made it a little bit harder on me. But inevitably, what that ended up doing was that ended up kind of pushing me further away into a hole where I went and tried to no longer feel like myself. So when you no longer want to feel like yourself, what do? Typically, you do drugs. So that's what I did. I did drugs and I got addicted to drugs. I got addicted to heroin. I went to rehab 7 fucking times. I never believed that I was going to live past the age of 30 years old. But you know what? I have, because 9 years ago now, I decided to change my life and I decided to live a little bit better and I decided to try things differently because I felt like I deserved happiness. I felt like I deserved to be successful. I felt like I was capable of giving my family the life that they deserve. So I started on that path and I became a better person. I stopped thinking about myself so much. I started thinking about what I could do for other people. I stopped thinking about what I could take from a situation. I started to think about what I could give to a situation. And my entire life changed. I met the love of my life. We got married. We have 2 beautiful daughters. One is 3 years old. One is turning one December 5th. Since then, I had a career where I was an auctioneer for 15 plus years, licensed, regulated, flew all around the country, worked for the biggest auctions that you could imagine. I was extremely blessed. But then my family decided that they wanted to cut my pay in half. And even though when I was working for them, I was working for half what everybody else paid me for the same work. They thought I deserved a pay cut, so I told them if they're going to do that, I'm just not going to work for them anymore. And if I'm not going to work for them anymore, I'm just going to start my own business. They ended up kind of laughing at me for that, and I went ahead and I started my own business. I started an auction house. I was selling Amazon liquidated overstock returns by the pallet, starting for $1, selling it to the highest bidder. And you know what? It kind of worked. It did well. It was popular. But what it really did was it taught me tons of lessons about business. It taught me that all I had to do in order to have a successful business was actually begin and actually start and focus on the customers. That's it. Keep them happy. But you know what? I started another business on the side of that business, and that business took off. It became my entire focus. I put everything I have into this business. I started with $400 December of 2024, and we have done over $1.1 million in sales. Currently, right now, Shopify is holding over $100,000 of my money, some of it in reserve due to chargebacks, which were actually from a social media frenzy led by the big industry competition, I guess. I don't know, but